Moonfall, the new disaster film that is out now and available for you guys to go and check out on the big screen. This movie is all about the moon falling out of orbit and then causing mayhem on the Earth's surface, and disaster-like, apocalyptic-like events start to occur, and some brave heroes go up to the moon to try and stop it. So I'm going to tell you guys my thoughts on this movie. Let me know in the comments below. What did you guys think of this movie? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Smash it down below. Smash that like button for me and click subscribe. And without further ado, let's jump into this review of Moonfall. Okay, so if you guys have been watching, you know Moonfall was my 9th most anticipated film of the year. I was super excited for this. I'm a sucker for disaster films. And when you throw in sci-fi, you have got me signed up straight away. When I go into these type of movies, there is only certain little things that I want to see. I want to see disaster. I want to see cities get destroyed. I want to see as much mayhem as possible. I want to see lots and lots of death. Don't know why, but I'm just doing a disaster film. And I just want to be entertained by dumb fun. With some cool visuals. That's all I care about. That is all I care about. So, naturally, Moonfall fits all those things, doesn't it? Well, I don't hate this film, but I don't like it. It's sort of like in that middle road for me. There are some good things about this movie. There's some bad things about this movie, and there's some very strange and unique choices that they decided to make that don't really fit in the whole grand scheme of things that they are trying to tell in this movie. First off, I'm just going to say straight away, there is a lot of moments in this movie that have you scratching your head through believability. Like, I get it. It's a disaster film. Not everything is supposed to be fully, you're supposed to believe it. But you got to have some form of believability in it. There is particular scenes when, one, a massive tree falls on someone and they just get up and walk away unscathed. I mean, I really? Like, there's certain things like that. Like, come on. And then there's other things that don't really add up. Now, this movie is basically doesn't really know what it is. And what I mean by that is, you've got this disaster film about a moon falling out of orbit, causing mayhem in the world to our planet Earth. And then you've got this high concept sci-fi element that is in there as well, that we just kind of zoom over a bit. And I'm kind of sitting there like, that high sci-fi element that you are trying to do in this movie does not fit in a disaster film. You either go the full 100% on disaster film, or you do high concept sci-fi film. You don't have this cheesy disaster 80% film, and then 20% of it is like, yo, check out this. There's actually all this high element stuff going on with other civilizations and aliens and all these cool high concepts that you know in a sci-fi movie, and you kind of sit there and like, wait, what? So this is what I thought. It's okay, I guess, but now I want to know a lot more. And they only really get into it in the third and final act, and it kind of just goes right over, and then it's done, and you're kind of sitting there scratching your head because you want to know more about that. Now, when it comes to the visuals and that of this, there are particular scenes where the visuals don't quite look great. Like, there's no texture on the vehicles or in the buildings, so it doesn't feel realistic. It doesn't feel like you're watching a city get destroyed. Now, I get it, you can't just destroy a city practically. You can't. But there are, I'm going to say, for instance, The Day After Tomorrow has better visual effects than this movie does. There are certain cool-ass looking scenes with the moon coming over the horizon and that. That's all cool. But the actual disaster stuff itself is kind of bland and boring. It's kind of repetitive, and they try to do things, but when they're trying to do these unique ways of destroying buildings, lifting cars up off the ground, all that sort of stuff, big tidal waves and that, they somehow make it bland and boring. I don't know how you do that. And they don't make it like I'm sitting there watching it and going, yeah, I can totally see that actually happening. I'm kind of sitting there and I'm like, what? How? Why are they not? Why is this not happening? It makes it so hard to really get invested in this film. Now, as for the performances, Patrick Wilson tries his absolute hardest to save this film. I mean, he is probably the highlight of this film, and I really like Patrick Wilson. The dialogue is very cheesy. It's very cheesy and very cringe. There is particular moments that will you just cringe when you hear that. You're like, really? Did we really just say that? Really? And then there's also these particular moments where they're jumping from one character, our main three heroes that we are following, who are basically trying to save the world from the moon. And next thing you know, we're following these people trying to get oxygen on the ground, where I'm like, I don't care. I don't give two shits about them. Cool. That's a sub. I don't want to know about that. I'm focusing on them trying to stop the freaking moon from crashing into the earth. I want to see that. And as for the performances of everyone else, yeah, they're okay. But that I put down to the writing. The dialogue is horrible throughout this film. So there's... yeah. I just think that they should have just left the high concept film stuff out of it and just gone full 100% disaster film. But as soon as they start to bring in this high concept stuff of this sci-fi stuff that I want to really talk about, but I don't want to spoil it for you guys, it just kind of made me just feel like, am I watching two different movies here? Because I'm pretty sure I was just watching a disaster film, but now all of a sudden I'm like watching this high concept Nolan film. I don't get it. So it has its good, it has its bad. I don't hate it, but I don't love it. It's just one of those in the middle films for me where I'm just kind of like, it is what it is. It is what it is. Yeah. So unfortunately, it's not going to be very high. I would say this film's more disappointing than me thinking it's bad. It's very much more disappointing, and that's pretty hard to do in a disaster film. I mean, it's pretty hard, but it is what it is. So let me know in the comments below, what did you guys think of Moonfall? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Smash it down below. Smash that like button, click subscribe, and I'll see you guys next video. Until then, stay safe. Peace out.